When a military launches a strike 5,000 miles away, you feel it almost immediately. Global supply chains choke, international stock markets plunge, and the price you pay at the gas pump climbs overnight. Donald Trump is stepping into a tightly constrained 4-year window to push through his foreign policy agenda, and governments around the world are trying to anticipate his exact next move. To figure out what that plan entails, we have to look closely at Joe Kent. Donald Trump handpicked Kent to serve as the director of the National Counter-Terrorism Center. In this role, Kent sat at the absolute top of the intelligence hierarchy, actively managing the United States' top-secret strategies for neutralizing international threats. He supported the administration's early maneuvers, right up until the sudden military strike on Iran. Kent resigned over the attack, publicly stating that the war was entirely unprovoked, posed zero benefit to national security, and served only to enrich major defense contractors. Walking out of the White House freed him from his official silence. He immediately went public, gathering millions of followers, and began detailing a highly specific, classified roadmap for a massive upcoming conflict. According to Kent, the administration's primary geopolitical objective is to completely withdraw the United States from NATO. For years, the public justification for criticizing the alliance has centered entirely on European nations failing to pay their required share of military spending. But Kent outlines a completely different motivation. He points directly to the ongoing territorial friction inside Syria. As competing factions vie for control, Israel and Turkey are moving toward a direct, large-scale military confrontation in the region. When that conflict finally ignites, Israel will rely on the United States to provide overwhelming military support to suppress Turkish forces. But there is a massive legal hurdle built into the international system over 70 years ago. Turkey is a permanent member of NATO. Under the treaty's Article 5, an armed attack against one member is considered an attack against them all. This creates an impossible strategic paradox. If the U.S. military launches strikes against Turkey while still sitting inside the alliance, it violates international law and essentially commands the NATO defense network to target America itself. The only way to bypass this legal trap is to sever the United States' connection to the alliance entirely, stripping Turkey of its Article 5 protection before firing a single shot. The proposed exit from NATO is a necessary, calculated legal maneuver designed to clear the battlefield for a major Middle Eastern war. Naturally, it's easy to dismiss this. Kent lost his position and could simply be a disgruntled former employee pushing an elaborate conspiracy theory to get back at his former boss. Yet the strongest piece of evidence supporting Kent's claim actually came from Donald Trump himself, through a deeply personal, aggressive post on social media. In the statement, Trump attacked Kent's intelligence, mocked him for losing 2 separate political elections, and even brought up the tragic death of Kent's wife to question his emotional stability. But buried inside that tirade is one specific accusation. Trump explicitly called Kent a leaker who was releasing highly sensitive government information. You cannot leak a plan that doesn't exist. By attacking him for exposing top-secret intelligence, the administration inadvertently admitted that Kent's timeline for a NATO withdrawal and subsequent strike on Turkey is real. Allied nations are already making moves to adapt. Reports from Europe indicate leaders are drafting frameworks for a new NATO minus the US security pact. Crucially, early outlines of this European defense network show no intention of offering membership to Turkey. Ankara sees the writing on the wall. Turkish officials recently stated they know Israel is positioning to declare them their primary regional adversary. When that conflict erupts, analysts expect the bombardment to be 2 to 3 times larger than any recent military action against Iran. The international treaties that have dictated global military engagement for decades are the only barriers holding back a massive regional war, and the legal maneuvers to systematically tear those barriers down are already in motion.